Hey guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we are going to be jumping right into some crazy time-lapse and also getting into some ridiculous amounts of EMC generation. So, I hope you guys are ready. So today is going to be a pretty interesting day. We're going to go ahead and actually tear this all down, and we're going to start from scratch. That's the good part about having EMC early on, is you're able to just kind of start fresh and build whatever you want right away and kind of get yourself a nice platform built. So that's probably going to mean this guy is going to disappear temporarily, but we do have a lot of stuff that is built up over the time that I've just kind of been hanging out here, watching a couple of videos, just kind of letting this thing grind out a little bit, just so I could see some of the items that we're going to be getting from here, and including from these lovely chests. Now, there is auto opener, I mentioned that. We're going to get all that set up eventually. Just like I said, I want to go ahead and get this stuff started. So, let's go ahead and take out the main stuff, the good stuff, and then we'll talk about some of the other things. So, let's start off with the cool item, which is going to be the Epic Crate. What do we get here? Ooh, XP boost. That's a nice enchanting book. I'm glad there's enchanting books in here. Then we have our rare crate. We got some TNT. Oh, we got ourselves an Ender Hopper. That has its uses. This is a organics chest, so some kind of materials, and which these are definitely dyes through Botania. Then we have our ore chest, which is going to give us some ore. All right, so we got a lot of stuff that we don't have to pay for. Oh, we got another diamond ore. That's really nice. So we can throw all of this in here. All of this stuff should be EMCable for the most part, except for the blacker lotuses. So we're able to do that. Now we have a bunch of these common crates. I'm going to do the uncommon first. And we got a bunch of EMCable items. Look at that. Oh, we got a flux core, which is really nice. I wish I could get the thing that it takes to make those flux cores. Because if we take a look at that, it requires an Eye of Ender. I really want an Eye of Ender. I have a chance of getting an Eye of Ender. We also got stone seeds and some more nature seeds. We're going to have a chest specifically for those things very soon. And we got a bunch of wool of different types. All right, here's the fun part. This will probably get us just about everything that you can actually get from these chests. So you can take a look here and see what we're actually getting. So a bunch of seeds, a bunch of saplings, things like that. And yeah, just some more things, vines and things like that we would have to work towards getting later on. Now we can just kind of throw it in here. We got food. Look at that. There's steak. Like the best food you could possibly have right there. All right. So some of these things, as you can see, are not EMCable, which is perfectly fine. That's why I have this chest here. I did pick up all my chickens. Some people were complaining about how loud the chickens were. I completely agree. So I was just waiting for a specific time before I could get rid of them. But as of right now, things are looking pretty good. So let's go ahead and get this build on. For the most part, we have a lot of materials that I think we could make a pretty decent looking base out of. When it comes to wood and things like that, I think wood would be a decent thing to build with. So I'm thinking of having a platform that is at least too tall or too deep for the main floor. And I kind of have an idea in my head of what I want to do. But this is where those beautiful time lapses are going to come in handy. So you're going to be able to kind of see what I'm building, how I'm building it. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and get that started. So I hope you guys enjoyed that lovely time lapse, and yeah, hope you guys like the way this is looking. So far, this is what I've come up with. This is just like right off the top of my head, and I'm going to continue to expand off of this. I really like the way the basalt looks against the dark plank or dark oak, mixed with this dark glass and things like that, along with those other textures. Of course, we're going to add some color into this later on. But let's go ahead and get into a few things. I now have a quadruple mob spawner down here, and the reason I set it up this way, you may be thinking, oh, this is a dumb way to set it up. Well, it gives me technically 4 spawner platforms, and then later on I can add more platforms in here if I want to, in which I just have more dirt, and I can just split them up in like 3 high, so that way we get some different types of mobs, and leave like a 4 wide gap, or a 2 by 2 wide gap, so that way they can be pushed down into here. And just kind of be pushed into each corner or whatever. But this is collecting mighty fine. I'm also muting the sound with these sound mufflers while we're down here. And as you can see, we are gathering tons and tons of good loot, in which I want to take all of these loot boxes here that are inside here, because it could give us potentially some really nice stuff. That's really what I'm after. And then after we have all this situated, of course, I'm going to stand over here because we need to make sure we throw this stuff in. Looks like I'm already getting new stuff. Look at that. Look at all these. A hardened satchel. Actually, that'd be a good replacement for the other satchels we had. There's some other stuff. I've seen some greenhouse stuff as well. It's kind of interesting. A bunch of stuff here as well. Man, you get so many goodies from here. All the eggs. I will take all the eggs. Mob farms are so nice. Look at that. All right, and this one is the ore crate. So this should give us plenty of different types of ores, which I am definitely wanting. It saves us money in the long run. And this one is... oh, there's our vector plates. Oh, and we got a flex plug. Look at that. I'm not going to complain there. Less stuff I have to make. All right. Down the road. And then the rest is saplings and stuff. Okay. All right. So we cleared that out. Now we need to focus on making some EMC and completing some more quests. To complete this, pretty simple. Atomic Reconstructor we should be able to get. I think we need a casing. Let's see. The Atomic Reconstructor itself is not that difficult to make. So yeah, redstone and iron. At this point, it's pretty trivial, right? So Atomic Reconstructor, that completed that quest for us. And then I really want to get into the ore doubling. And a pulverizer is probably going to be the best bet for this. And then, of course, making a redstone furnace. Those 2 things are going to be, I don't know, our best bet at this time. Let's go ahead and claim that reward. Let's see, we got a pretty good amount. Oh, we ended up getting a diamond chest transporter, which is something that we probably got through a loot crate. So that gives us even more money. I say money, but more coin. I should probably term it that way. More coin. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at thermal, because that's what we're going to be working towards just as of right now. And I'll explain why I want to have a pulverizer. This is going to be very handy for me. So copper and tin, I think, is some of the things we need for a pulverizer, right? And then we need redstone, flint. Yes, definitely tin and glass. Lots of fancy things that we're going to be needing for this. Now we also need a piston. And gold, I do believe. It's actually surprising, all the stuff that actually goes into this. And then flint. Couple flint, right? Alright, so, pulverizer. Redstone reception coil. That is definitely a must-have for this machine. And then we're going to have some copper gears. All of these things. Of course, I'm going to make sure I store in here, so that way later on down the road, it's a little bit easier on me. So there we have it, a tin gear. And then what the tin gear makes, which is this lovely machine frame, which we are going to need. And it looks like we got a quest for that machine frame as well, which makes sense. And then, of course, we need another copper gear, which, if I can even put things in the crafting grid. There we go. All right, so that'll give us a pulverizer that is basic. And look at that, we unlocked a quest. And what I want to do is take this pulverizer, put it right up here so it's getting power from both sides. And it's using, and it's going to be utilizing or splitting, sharing the power with the Beast Coin miner at the moment. You can see this still has not changed. We've mined 10,000 coins, so pretty nice there. I'm going to keep that going. All right, so we have another thing we need to make, and that is the furnace. And this thing is going to require some brick. And I think I have... We don't have any brick yet, but clay is something we have. And a furnace. And let's do some charcoal. All right, we'll do some of that real quick. Get that smelted up. While we wait for that, let's take a look at everything else we need. So we need a redstone reciprocal coil, 2 copper, redstone, and a machine frame. So machine frame, copper, 2 copper gears, a redstone reception coil, and then, yeah, like we said, just a piece of redstone. So we should have everything now. There's our brick. And a lot of people were saying in the comments that, you know, this is seems super easy to be starting off with EMC. And I just want to say that towards the end, you won't be saying that. The ending quests are going to be a little bit more challenging. All right, so we should be able to claim that reward. I guess this is wanting a double furnace. It's not accepting, it's accepting different types of furnaces, not the ones listed. That was a weird feature. Yeah, it's wanting only the either electric furnace or the one from extra utilities or the double furnace from extra additions. Okay, so either way, we still have this furnace. Making the double furnace from, is that too hard? Is the double furnace that bad? Doubled or powered furnace? Powered furnace requires the Inori crystals. That's actually not going to be too difficult for us to get. I think I can place this thing upside down. Not that way. I need to go in the other direction. At this point, I should probably have a diamond pick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can face this down. Let's get a wrench. I don't think this wrench lets you rotate. Let's get some tin. I'm going to break you. We're going to keep firing. And technically I need to get this. I guess I can place it down next to this. We don't really need this crate here, so I'll just utilize that for right now. Alright. And a button. I'm just going to use a button for right now. And we can actually make that double furnace pretty easy. So button, we're going to place you there. Let's get a redstone torch. You right click the redstone torch, put it in pulse mode. We'll get some iron. Now once you do this, you can't go back. So just keep that in mind, because like I said, this needs some it needs some redstone as well. So I'll do both of these. Redstone and iron here. Hit the button. There we go. So we have some redstone and some Inori, all of which is needed for this. And some black quartz. So, black quartz, couple furnaces. And this will make a double one that's powered. I'm wondering why they kind of went that way. But who knows? Who knows? This will make some of those basic coils. And then we just need an iron casing. And was this cobblestone? Super cheap, actually, for this thing. And I think we're good. Yeah, we need an iron casing. Perfect. Okay. So, with this done, we technically can go ahead and get rid of this furnace for right now. Even though it's a pretty good furnace. We should be almost ready to complete this whole section here. And Salus Mundus can be kind of made right now, technically. I don't know how much I really want to mess with that, but that is something that can definitely be added. But I want to kind of talk to you about gaining some EMC. We can do that pretty quickly. What you want to do is you see that diamond and diamond ore are the same, and so is emerald ore. When you put these inside of a pulverizer, you can actually duplicate them. So it's a pretty easy way of kind of doubling your ore. So, 1 emerald ore, when put in the pulverizer, is going to crush this down pretty slow. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but it is going to crush it down and give you 2. With the emerald ore being that price, you're going to get 32 based off of your single, which is 16. So you're going to effectively double your EMC amount by pulling that ore out. And you can keep doing this until you at least get enough emerald to effectively be able to kind of get started with more EMC stuff, I guess you could kind of say. But that's kind of what I'm going to be doing here for a little bit. I would call this an exploit because later on down the road, I mean, this stuff is just going to be how it works. This is just how the pack works. It may seem kind of overpowered, but believe me, by the end of this pack, you will not be saying it's overpowered at all. The EMC amounts that are going to be required are just substantial. They are huge. So being able to do this way is not going to create any issue whatsoever. But getting upgrades for that pretty quick will be nice. Let's go ahead and see what we actually got here for this random reward. So we got some more here. Also, somebody was mentioning that why not just spend $50 or 50 of the beast points on the 16,000 grains of infinity, because there's 16,000 EMC apiece. Well, to say this, technically we could automate this setup right now and technically make, without even buying it, we can make tons and tons of grains of infinity just to throw in for EMC. Automating grains of infinity is super simple, and actually just use vanilla mechanics, so it doesn't take too much to do that. So what I'm going to keep doing this for a little bit. I'm going to get those going until we have about a stack in here. And then we're going to start working on some more in-depth EMC stuff and kind of get to work on those. So things may be getting just a little bit out of hand. I went ahead and just made a bunch of these. And I'm basically just duplicating a bunch of EMC at this point with emerald. Or not, yeah, with emerald being produced here. And what I'm doing is trying to just get stacks and stacks of emerald ore so that way I can throw it in here. This is just going to push us a little bit quicker, I believe, into the other game. I don't really know if there's a good way to fix this. That's why I said I don't think it's an issue or not, considering that's how the EMC works. You see, we're up to 4 million. I need to be up to 19 million, so I still have a long ways ahead of me, basically. But I am just trying to keep these things full for the most part. These will hold 2 stacks apiece, so kind of keeping them on their tippy toes would be the best thing to do. Kind of splitting these up as even as possible is going to keep this going as fast as it can. And yeah, I just need to keep going through and just kind of collecting as I go. I'm getting pretty close to that number. I think we'll hit that number fairly soon, with as fast as these double crushers go. I mean, and the coal consumption is just so minuscule that there's really no issue here. But let's take a look here. Dumping this back in, we're up to 5 million. I think by the time that is pushed, I think we'll have close to 10 million. Like I said, 19. So let's take a look here. While this is working, I ended up getting a legendary phaser rifle. This is so cool. This mod, Matter Overdrive, has some really cool looking overlays. I mean, look at this. It's an actual gun that when you shoot, look at this. It doesn't hit exactly on target every time whenever you're hip firing. Of course, when you aim down sight, your ADS, it totally works. I haven't even had a chance to test it on a mob or anything like that. So, like, shooting a mob with this, I'm sure does some really good damage. I just haven't had a chance to pop a mob yet. It's kind of difficult when you don't want mobs spawning like normal or like crazy. Instead, you're just, kind of left with this. But, anyways, this does get power from these guys. So this energy pack, I believe, keeps this thing charged. That or it came fully charged. In either way, it was a quest. So we get to claim some money for it, even though technically I just got it from a mob drop, which is really nice. I wonder if the Ion Sniper is something else you get from a mob drop. But I'm going to keep that. That is definitely a legendary. That is up there, man. 14 damage. You can do 25 damage per second because it does have auto fire. Its speed is pretty fast. So, yeah. And its accuracy is not listed, nor is the heat. So, I don't know if those two are meant to be there. But, bam, look at that. We are like, oh, man. We are at the point where we can probably just, like, put a stack of emerald in each one of these and keep them fully running at this point with as much EMC as we have gained. Kind of crazy, I know. Yeah, this is just pretty insane how fast this is actually going. Of course it's going to be fast because, I mean, look, we're at 16 million. And like I said, there's a certain number we're looking for, and I'm hoping to be able to hit that number. So I'm going to keep doing this, and I'll be back in a second. So we've hit that point, guys, where we can now dive headfirst into ProjectE. Full on. So, Philosopher's Stone, glowstone, right? Some glowstone, redstone, and then I think it's obsidian for most of this. But as you can see, we're going to be getting into that stuff that I mentioned last episode that I said I really wanted to talk about. So we're going to be able to jump into some of that and kind of get started today. I am super, super hyped for this. So, diamond. This is some of the new stuff that I've been hinting at that now exists in this pack thanks to Latvian, who has now added more stuff to ProjectEX. And ProjectEX is a phenomenal add-on to ProjectE. So good. So we have our Philosopher's Stone. Let's go ahead and cap that. We'll save that. We need some coal. All right. So let's take some coal, and you guys know what to do with this, of course. It is, bam, we get the alchemical coal. Then we can take that and, of course, get ourselves 4 of those. And that will allow us to pop that in here. Now, now that I see this, let's go ahead and make ourselves this. There is a quartz crafting table that holds its inventory. I think it's quartz. No, it's marble. Sorry, marble. Marble. So a couple of marble pieces. And if you craft that, you can get yourself a marble crafting table. This is going to be way better. So let's get a pick. Good old redstonia pick. I should have got an axe. I don't know why I grabbed a pick. That makes no sense. But anyways, this will maintain its inventory. So if I put this in here and I leave, it still stays in here. And that's what I want. I want that to stay in there. Because we're going to be swapping this out several times over and making ourselves Eternalist fuel. Nice. So Eternalist fuel is now saved, and we have that, which means we are now looking forward to more stuff in ProjectE. So with that Eternalist fuel, we can do a few things. One, we can start working on the personal EMC link. This requires a energy condenser MK2. The energy condenser requires the alchemical chest, and we need to kind of make some of this stuff. So we need some cobblestone with charcoal, right? And try to remember these things. Cobblestone with charcoal, iron and redstone, diamond and coal. All right, charcoal. I guess, I don't know if it's just charcoal that we need for this. Is it? Is it just charcoal? We'll find out. So yeah, cobble, redstone, and iron. Good old piece of iron. And then coal and diamond. That makes the high tier stuff. And crafting those together will get you the high covalence. This will get you the medium covalence. And this will get you the low covalence, right? All of which can be EMC'd. And you can just search covalence to pull those out. Perfect. All right, so now that we have that out of the way, let's go ahead and make this alchemical chest. It's going to require a diamond chest. I know we're spending a lot of time in here, but that's just how EMC works. Later on, we'll understand that this will get a lot easier. Once I make this personal EMC link, it is going to get way easier on us. So, diamond. Good old-fashioned diamond. And we also need iron. I guess I could search ingot as well, and that would work just as good. We're missing stone. And we'll grab that. I think it was just 2 stone, right? Alright, so this is going to give us an alchemical chest. This is a pretty large chest, pretty good sized chest for storing things. But we're going to want to upgrade this thing, so we're going to need some diamond and obsidian. Bam, and we'll throw that in here, and that'll get us a energy condenser. Lovely, man. We are really pushing through ProjectE. Alright, so getting into dark matter and red matter. Dark matter is a little bit easier to make, as it is just a diamond block. So a diamond and it is going to be Eternalist fuel as well. And so we should be able to go ahead and make ourselves a diamond block. And probably want to EMC that just so we can pull that out later on. And yeah, it's surrounded by this. That'll give us dark matter. And we probably want to make 4 of those. And that is going to make a dark matter block. Awesome. So dark matter block is saved. Now, we also need red matter, and red matter is 3 dark matter around with some Eternalist fuel. So let's get some dark matter. And we're going to make ourselves some red matter. All of which is going to be consuming some of that EMC that we just made. And of course, I want to take that red matter, get 4 of those, because 4 of those equal a red matter block. Nice. All right, so with our energy condenser, right, we have that saved. We're going to upgrade this to the MK2. Should be pretty easy. We need 4 of these and 4 of the dark matter. And that'll allow us to make the MK2. Perfect. All right, so the MK2 is going to allow us to make the personal EMC link. This is going to be basically an upgrade. We need the same amount. We need 1 of those red matter. Let's go ahead and pull this out, by the way. With the energy condenser, throw that back in there. Throw all this stuff back in. Let's pull out the rest of our lovely emeralds here. And this should allow us to have enough to pull this out. So I was kind of I guess I underestimated. 19 million is probably a little bit, you need a little bit more than 19, that's for sure, because I think we had like 20. And we were still running a little bit low, so maybe I'm saying maybe like 30 million or so is probably necessary for this, because this alone is 9 million. This says 19 million, and we should need 4 of these blocks, which are 7 million apiece, and then 4 of these. Okay, so not too bad. That will get us the personal EMC link, and this is where all of it unlocks. This personal EMC link is mine. My personal EMC storage. This thing can export items out of it, out of this system. We can set it to automatically pull certain items out. We can set this personal EMC link to automatically put mob drops inside of our EMC and gain EMC that way. We can do all kinds of stuff. But I'm going to work towards these vacuum energy collectors. These energy collectors and these relays. Let's kind of get into this. So, in order to make this, right, I need to go ahead and make myself an energy collector MK1. The energy collector MK1 is not going to require too much. So let's go ahead and work on that. That is going to require some diamond, blocks, a furnace, and glass, and 6 pieces of glowstone. Now, I do want 2 of the each. So we have glowstone in one, and we're going to get obsidian on the other. So I'm going to need diamond and glass. 2 pieces of each, because this recipe kind of moves over into the other. Now, you can make it this way if you want. I think the cost is exactly the same, right? Yeah, it's exactly the same. So you could technically make it like this. I'm just going to make the energy condenser because that's what I'm used to. And then furnace, we're going to need 2 of those as well. And then the other part we need is obsidian, because there are 2 different types we need. We need, down here, the energy collector, and then we also need the antimatter relay. Both of which we are going to be able to make. So let's go ahead and make the energy collector and the antimatter relay. Oh, it requires 1 more piece of obsidian. I was close. I was really close. It doesn't require a furnace. And there's our antimatter relay. Nice. And it's also good to make them because you have quests for them as well. What we can do with these is, well, we can convert them into a separate kind of block. And let me kind of show you what these things do on their own. So I'm going to place them right here. So if you place down, normally you would make a power flower, right? You would have your energy collector collecting EMC, pushing it into an antimatter relay, because the antimatter relay can then push EMC into your energy condenser MK2. And you can use that to charge items up or convert things using EMC. It kind of builds up EMC using sunlight. Well, this works a little bit differently. Now you can do this and pump it directly in to your personal EMC link. And you're going to see a gain of +5 with this rate, because this is pretty slow, but you're going to see it is going to be every few seconds or every second or so, it's doing +5 EMC a second with this little setup. Now, imagine power flowers with this when you go all the way up to this size. And when I say power flower, I'll explain that later on when we get into it more. But yeah, just keep that in mind that these things are going to get pretty insane once we start working with them. Now, I can go ahead and EMC these, just like that. I think this is already in there, yeah. And what these require, honestly, to upgrade to just the next tier is going to require a piece of dark matter, and the other one is going to require red matter. So I believe we can do this to upgrade it to the tier 2. Same with this one. We can store those. Pretty insane. And then even to go to the tier 3, we can do red matter. And now these are technically MK3s. Right? And I mean, those are good in themselves, MK3s, but we can keep going. Right? We can keep going. We can make purple matter, which is red matter surrounded by Eternal's fuel, which goes up even higher. So this thing is 1 million a piece. So we pull out some of that, and we pull out some red matter. Right? We take this, we surround that, we will get purple matter. Right? And we can EMC the purple matter. That's going to be a pretty high thing up in the list. Purple matter can be used to make blue matter. And we can keep going. We can keep going, guys. And just it kind of continues up the tier list. So if you throw this in here, we can say, okay, we need 6 of these, and we need 3 of the purple matter. And with that, we can upgrade to the blue matter. And we can get ourselves some blue matter there. Look at that, we still have some EMC. And so what we can do is we can take the purple matter. That's what we just made. We're going to need 2 purple matter, actually. I'm going to upgrade this with purple matter. There we go. Save those. And then I want to upgrade those to the blue matter. I can do that. And you want to upgrade these things. Even if it means using up all of your EMC, that is perfectly fine. Because what this is going to do is going to allow you to be gaining tons of EMC very quickly. Right? So let's go ahead and just place these down. So right here, and then connect that. That's connected to my personal gain. And you're going to see this is producing 790, which is rough. That's a rough estimate because it's roughly that amount. But yeah, per second in here. So this is just going to keep increasing as we go. This is why I said EMC is probably not going to be a big issue for most people, simply because of the power flowers that you can make that are actually going to be functional. So I don't know if you guys have ever watched my live streams over at twitch.tv / ChosenArchitect, but I do live stream over there, and I had messed around with making normal power flowers to see if that helped in other mod packs that required a massive amount of EMC, and that was an absolute no. But with Latvian's change here, making it so you can increase these into higher and higher amounts, oh yeah, things are going to become a lot easier. So we're going to push further into these EMC expansion stuff. The personal EMC link has so many more features that I want to talk about. And then also we have even more of these star variants that go up to insane amounts. Like I said, this Colossal Star Omega, this is something we're going to need later on. And then the final star, this is something we need to get as well, which is just, I mean, I can't. It's just, yeah. Colossal Star Omega surrounded by another star gives you one little fragment of it. And then, oh man, it just kind of gets more and more insane. That's why I said you're going to need EMC. That's why this simple doubling of EMC is nothing at this point. Yeah, we're going to just exponentially grow the more I have of these. And let's see, how many can we actually pull out of here? All right, so we can only have one more of that type. So we can even do this. Let's pull these out. And I mean, we can just keep adding more and more. Just temporarily right now, I'm going to go ahead and place these 2 until we can gain a bit more EMC. You're going to see, look at that, we're gaining 990 more now. So it's even more. It's almost like 1,000 a second. You can see right here, bam, bam, bam. Just gaining 1,000 EMC, just like that. So the more we put on this, and you can picture this, you can kind of see how many sides you have. And you can add more of these energy collectors. next to the energy relays, and they do work. So kind of insane. I know I'm kind of rambling on. I know you guys get the point. It's crazy, right? The EMC amounts, it's why I said this pack is going to be kind of crazy overpowered. Slowpoke said it himself when I was talking to him. He was like, he said, you're going to be the most overpowered you've ever been in a mod pack. So super hyped, and I hope you guys are hyped to play this. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode and time lapse. If you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video, guys, a huge thumbs up. I will see you guys in the next episode, and as always, thanks for watching.